Arkansas. Y'all put your hands together and show your love for Mr. Max DeCample!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out here tonight. It's a great night. The storms are moving out. We're all here having fun. Some of you are probably going to call in late for work tomorrow, but that's fine, because that means that you have a job, and so you're not Bill O'Reilly. Okay? Bill O'Reilly lost his job because word came out that he and his employer, Fox News, settled 5 sexual harassment lawsuits with women. And all of his advertisers abandoned him, and Fox News cut him off. Gone. I share your pain. It's very rough. And when it happened, it really was giving me deja vu vibes a little bit with Bill Cosby, and I'll tell you why. In both cases, there was always something kind of simmering below the surface that, you know, people kind of knew about, but then there was a big inciting incident, and it just got huge and public. And with Bill Cosby, there was a period of time where people were like, no, not Bill Cosby. He's one of my heroes. He was one of my comedy heroes. It was so hard. And now they're like, Bill O'Reilly? Yeah, we totally get that. That's... I should have seen the signs earlier. I apologize. Of course, we knew all along. But everything he built up, 20 years making himself the most influential person in cable news, this huge audience all over the country, all of this respect, gone, and he is left with a podcast now that you have to pay for. And there is nothing that old angry people like more than subscribing to a podcast, figuring out how to download it, and then listening to it with no pictures whatsoever. So he'll be fine. He'll also be fine because the 5 women he settled with got $13 million. For getting fired, Bill O'Reilly got $25 million. And that just shows the terrible gender gap that we still have in this country, right? As a woman, as a professional, you can work for years and years, day after day, trying to sexually harass people, and you are never going to make O'Reilly money. You are never going to see O'Reilly money. It's just how it is. But he has it rough now. And the piece of this that is the most fascinating to me is the religious angle. Because Bill O'Reilly is a very, very devout Catholic. Very devout. And the day that he got fired, he was on vacation in Italy and was meeting Pope Francis. Now, if you're Catholic, the Pope is the closest thing, your most direct line to God on earth. Okay? If God ever had to fill out paperwork, his in case of emergency contact would be the Pope. That is the closest you can get to God. So Catholics love the Pope. And everybody seems to love Pope Francis, right? I mean, this guy, he gave a TED Talk today. The Pope gave a TED Talk. That's amazing. And that really happened. So Bill O'Reilly gets to meet the Pope and shake his hand. It's like shaking God's hand. And hours later, everything he works for is wiped away. That is the most gangster thing I have ever heard of in my entire life. Okay? That is putting the God in the Godfather right there. That is Old Testament gangster right there. It was like the Pope, you know, Mr. O'Reilly, very good to meet you. Yes, thank you, thank you. Execute Order 66. And boom! Down. Sorry, Bill. But don't worry, our National Strategic Reserve of old angry white men is still very full. We've got Jeff Sessions, who's our Attorney General, who decided last week to pick a fight with Hawaii. Who picks a fight with Hawaii? Everybody loves Hawaii. If you ever watch The Price is Right, and they announce that you're getting a trip to Hawaii, everyone goes crazy. They say you're getting a trip to any of the contiguous 48 states. They're just like, meh, okay. It's not Hawaii though. But he was mad at Hawaii because a judge there had slapped down the second version of the travel ban, Muslim ban, bad hombres, scary brown people ban that had gone through. The judge said, yeah, I saw your first track when you dropped it. It was garbage, and now this is just a cheap remix, so nope, none of that for you. So he said, this judge sits on an island in the Pacific, and he can't speak for the safety of all Americans. Well, first, Pearl Harbor asshole, you know what I mean? They have a little more experience at this than you do. And they gave him the chance to clarify himself. They're like, you know, Mr. Attorney General, we're used to now giving people the chance to clarify their remarks these last few months, so we will give you that chance. And he's like, I meant every word I said. And then came back a little later and said, oh, but I love the people of Hawaii. It's a beautiful place. My granddaughter was born in Hawaii. That's how you know you've been a racist for a very long time, is when that metaphor is your go-to for any situation, that comparison. Oh, I ate pineapple once. I love Hawaii and its people. But maybe he was actually concerned for all of us. Because my theory is, Jeff Sessions just discovered Lost on Netflix, okay? That show was filmed in Hawaii, and it looks like Hawaii, but it's actually a mysterious, dangerous island out in the middle of the Pacific. That's what he was referring to, so he was just trying to protect Americans because, oh, the smoke monster was black, never mind, he's just an old racist. That's all there is to that. But you have to laugh at the news these days because there's so much terrible things out there going on. All this talk about chemical weapons and all this mass killing, but there's one time that we're all okay with that. And that's when it comes to ants. All right? We will come up with the most creative and horrific way to murder insects by the hundreds of thousands. There is an ant poison, and I know this because I use it. I am one of these terrible people. That the ant doesn't just eat and die. That would be easy. The ant is so attracted to this poison, it picks it up and carries it home, where it murders everyone he knows. The entire colony is gone. I have seen ants already with food in their little ant hands set the food down to pick up the poison and take that home. That's like if you had 2 giant sacks of the best groceries imaginable to make this fantastic dinner for your family, and then you walked by a pile of meth and crack rocks and you're like, who needs that? This will feed my family, they'll like me so much. Gone. It's horrible, but it keeps ants out of my house, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Sorry, don't like ants. I also don't like laundry, and but you gotta do it. I got 2 people kind of like, yeah, I hate it too. Very passive laundry haters. I appreciate that. But I don't know a lot about textiles, you know, towels and sheets and stuff. You read all these labels, and it's like 100% Egyptian cotton or 100% fine combed cotton. And I had a towel. I took it to the laundry and realized for the first time on the tag, it said 100% hand-picked cotton. Don't tell me that! Why is that ever a benefit? Picking cotton is a terrible job. Ask any cotton farmer or watch any movie about the African American experience set before the 1900s. Nobody wants to pick cotton. And nobody wants to know. And it was in 2 languages. It was in English and in French for some reason. Because I guess the French are like, oh yes, this person has picked the cotton themselves. They know the pain that is existence. I respect them. I will wash my hands with that towel. Fantastic. I mean, that's like having a smartphone with a sticker on the back that says, only the smallest children with most delicate of hands crammed all the little pieces into here to make sure your smartphone would work correctly. Don't remind me! It's tough enough that we all have to live in a world where we know that all of our clothes and a lot of our consumer products are made far away for really cheap by people not getting it. You don't have to remind us. But I promise you, all the comedy you see tonight is locally sourced, all right? All of these comedians, none of them are from farther than Memphis, all locally grown, and all here for your entertainment. So thank you very much for coming out. I am Matt DeCample, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the night.